In the opening months of World War II, the Nazis unleashed a new and deadly style of warfare, blitzkrieg. And Hitler's armies fought without stopping at a pace that seemed impossible.
So they'd have to go 3 nights without sleep.
In May 1940, only 86 German soldiers knocked out the world's most impregnable fortress. 6 weeks later, most of Western Europe was under Axis control.
Whoa!
Rumors spread that the Nazis possessed a secret weapon. And as it turned out, they did. A pill that gave soldiers the power to fight beyond ordinary human endurance.
I think it sounded really tempting to the military to have a substance that could work as a psychostimulant.
Did a dangerous combat drug turn Hitler's soldiers into supermen, giving them the stamina to win astonishing victories?
Just the kind of question we love. We're hunting for the truth behind some of history's most bizarre cases. The mysteries of World War II. I'm a historian. I search for clues in the records of the past.
Ah, okay. There's some kind of warning on there, isn't there? Read carefully.
I'm an urban explorer. I look for the real in what seems unreal, and follow my hunches wherever they lead me.
I don't really know how I would describe this place other than as some sort of Nazi rock garden.
It's about to get really, really weird.
As we uncover the truth about Nazi battle drugs.
As the war went on, some Nazi troops had no choice but to take Pervitin to carry out their missions, risking side effects that threatened their sanity and their lives. On June 6, 1944, the Allies invaded France. And Western Europe's harbors were soon full of American and British warships. The Nazis launched a new weapon to sink those ships. A 2-man midget submarine. There's one on display at Munich's Deutsches Museum. The sub was diesel, but its crew was powered by Pervitin.
This is a typical midget submarine that came into action in 1944. The planned operation of these boats was 4 days, 4 nights, sometimes longer. And it was clear that sleep wasn't an option for the 2 crewmen. In order to give you a first-hand report about the use, the effects and the side effects of Pervitin, I have brought you a little video that I would like to show you.
We were not allowed to fall asleep. I remember we were offered Pervitin. After 5 sleepless nights, I could no longer cope. So I resorted to Pervitin, and I was able to stay awake. However, not always to my well-being. When I gave my chief engineering officer commands, I said, for example, hard to starboard, stop the engine, and then engine half drive, and then another turn to port, and then another. And then he said to me, "Man, you're giving me ridiculous commands." I told him then that I thought I was driving down the road and girls were waving out the windows. So really tosh and nonsense. And in my opinion, that was the negative impact of taking Pervitin.
But instead of banning Pervitin, the Nazi military tried to develop a new drug that was more powerful. They tested it on the same midget submarine crews, with tragic results.
This famous drug was called D9, dose number 9. It contained 10 different combinations of 3 drugs. One was Pervitin, another was cocaine, and the third was Eucadol, oxycodone, a morphine derivative with a huge addiction potential. D9 was tested on 50 Navy men quite unscientifically. The assumption was that the drug would increase wakefulness, but that's not what happened. Crew members often suffered from hallucinations and operated their vessel incorrectly. So the submarine couldn't surface anymore and sank in the worst case. There are many examples of this. For instance, in the Baltic Sea, 10 submarines went to sea to test D9. Only 4 returned.
The sacrificed submarine crews weren't the only victims of the search for a better battle drug. The Nazis also conducted a bizarre test on human beings they'd already scheduled for extinction.
When World War II began, the Nazis' version of crystal meth helped them win some of their most brilliant victories. But by the end of the war, Nazi soldiers had become addicted to a dangerous drug they took just to survive. The Nazis risked thousands of human lives searching for a drug that could turn ordinary human beings into combat supermen. The lives of death camp prisoners and of their own frontline troops. Both were the victims of a ruthless regime willing to sacrifice anyone to its dream of world domination.